This is a very short book, so I imagine that this will be a short review, although you never know with me, do you? I do tend to ramble on a bit sometimes. We'll see what happens. But this is a children's picture book, which is not the type of book I normally review on this channel, but this happens to be part of the Bone series by Jeff Smith. And if you've been watching this channel, you know that I am in the process of working my way through the Bone series. And I thought, why not? Let's be a completist about it and include all the books. And my local library just happened to have this book, so I snatched it up. This is, although it's part of the Bone series, it's aimed at younger children. So the Bone series itself can be enjoyed by all ages, including adults, but I think the primary audience for the Bone series is elementary-aged children, say 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. This is aimed at much younger kids, say 3 or 4 years old, maybe. Although I think everyone can enjoy its charms to a certain extent. Let me back up a second. It consists of 2 stories, Finders Keepers and Smiley's Dream Book. Now, according to Wikipedia, Smiley's Dream Book was originally published separately back in 2018. Then in 2020, Smiley's Dream Book was repackaged with Finders Keepers and released as Bone Adventures. We'll take the first story first. We have the 3 Bone cousins sitting here looking rather ridiculous in these clothes. Now, in Bone More Tall Tales, which I reviewed previously, there's a shot of the Bone cousins in similar-looking clothes, enacting a scene of stealing a pie from a windowsill when they were younger. So I guess these clothes are meant to represent the Bone cousins back when they were boys. And here they are sitting. As the story progresses, it appears that they each want something, but they don't have any money. They find some money, and then immediately start arguing over it, which results in the coin going out of their grasp, and then the remaining panels, they have to go and try and get the coin again, but they can't find it. Spoiler alert. So as these stories go, it's rather charming in and of itself. The artwork is good. I mean, classic Jeff Smith style, cartoon-esque art. The story is keeps moving and is mildly funny. The thing is, though, this really should have been on a couple of pages instead of spread out over multiple pages. I mean, there's no reason to have these panels take up full pages, except that we're going after the picture book market, the younger kids being 4 or 5, I guess. And how well does this go over with 4 or 5-year-olds? I don't know. Let me know if you have 4 or 5-year-olds at home who have enjoyed it. I read this with my 6-year-old, who was mildly interested in it, but not overly impressed. I think if this was included as just a couple extra pages at the end of one of the regular Bone books, it would have been diverting enough. To make a whole half a book out of this, how many pages is this? 51. Seems to be a little bit of an overkill, and especially to charge for a book like this. Now, I got this out of the library, but I was looking the prices up on Amazon, and for the hardcover of this book, which is what this is here, costs $18, close to $20. So it's a lot of money to pay for very little story. Unless, I guess, you have a kid who you happen to want to read this book over and over and over again with. Now, granted, the softcover version of this book, according to Amazon, was $9.99, so that's a little bit more value for money. I don't know. What do you think? Is this short story worth a whole book? Well, actually, it's not really just that one story, because then there is also Smiley's Dream Book, which, again, according to Wikipedia, was originally published on its own in 2018. So this is another story which is okay. One wonders if it's worth the whole book, but then, how does it play with its target audience of young kids? So again, keeping in mind that this is supposed to be for very young kids, it looks like it starts out as a counting book. And then Smiley is flying with the birds. Then we get some drama here as a hawk comes in and tries to snatch at the birds. Smiley stops the hawk with just looking at it, I guess. The hawk flies away. Smiley has his friends. He counts back his bird friends. He counts backwards. He wakes up from the dream, and then there's a little moral at the end. Sometimes dreams are scary, but the good ones make it worth it. The end. And that's the end of the book. And here are the other books in the Bone series here, of which this book, I guess, fits in as one of those books. I mean, if you're a Bone completist and you want to read them all, and you happen to find this at your local library where you don't have to shell out $20 for it, why not? Or if you have little kids and you think they would benefit from repeated readings of this, maybe it is worth the money. Other than that, I don't know. It's so short. It's hardly even worth commenting on. It's all right. The chasing the coin through the streets and. It's kind of mildly funny, diverting. I don't know. It's all right.